Osio, what's up, beautiful souls? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mamina. You can call me Mina for short, or Divine Starseed. This is a channeled song message with triggers. So with that being said, only take what resonates to and for you, leave what doesn't. You were led to watch this for a reason. Tap in with your discernment to find out what that is, okay? This message went about 3 different directions. I'm going to tell you how it came to channel in, and then break down each of the cards based on the song lyrics. Those of you who are used to me doing channeled song messages, a lot of times, you know, in the past you've seen me shuffle the cards to the song, and that's the same thing that happened here. It's just that everything came out before I filmed. So we start off with the first 3 cards. This is a Japanese song, and I was hearing it like it was a music box in my head. I kept hearing the song like a music box. This isn't originally composed in that way. The singer is a celloist, so she plays the cello and she sings the song, and it has a very haunted vibe to it. Well, as I was hearing the music box melody, which gave it more of a lullaby kind of sound, I noticed the sound went from being all around me to just coming from a specific side of me. So I looked to that side, and lo and behold, the haunted tarot was sitting there. So that's the deck that we're getting into. And I picked it up, cleansed it, and just started shuffling, singing the lyrics. The first part of the song, and I will translate, I'll give a general translation, okay? The first part of the song was, Hi Miss Alice, anata ga rasu no mede donna yume wo mirareru no. And then that part repeats again. The Devil card, the King of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords. The music box melody, off the bat, hearing that before the cards came out, I kept feeling like a door or a message trying to come through. But much like a music box, you have to open it to hear the sound. You have to open it and sometimes wind it up, and then you get the melody to play. The melody will play until you close it, or until the winding reaches its end, you know, the wind up knob. So it's like a person's trying to send you a message, or maybe, you know, something's getting wind up, something's getting turned, and it has to run its course. But it's like you have to catch this message before the door closes or before the box closes. So this could be why I was moved to do this reading this way. Is for someone, you're kind of stuck. Not even kind of, you're stuck on what to do, or you know that you're sensing something is up and you can't quite put your finger on what it is. Music boxes can sometimes also mean children, and I do feel the energy of children here for some of you. And this might involve custody of the child or the well-being of the child. You know, music boxes are used to soothe a person and put them into a state of slumber. So soothe the child until they can fall asleep and whatnot. So there's something about a lullaby, dreams, and again, perhaps the welfare of a child. Like I said, this went into like 3 different directions. With the Devil card, I felt devil in disguise, a person who came in like they were a provider, like they could solidify something for you, but really it was to trap you, it was to ensnare you. You could have put somebody down as being responsible for certain finances for yourself, or maybe someone has legal custody over, if not your well-being, the well-being of a child or someone you know, a loved one that you know. Because notice how you see all the riches sitting at his feet here, right? Like, oh, on the outside it looks fine. No, this is a beautiful home. Everything is perfect in that home. The father or whoever is very together. The mother, whoever this is very together. Everything's fine. Everything's not fine. I saw the anime that this goes to is Vampire Knight, and I saw Yuki. She was leaning against the clock, a grandfather's clock, and his clock was moving like this. And in the end, the video that plays at the end with this song, she's on this couch, unmoving, very still, and then you start to see another image of her twirling like a ballerina. The music box I heard had a ballerina. So something about putting on a show. When you're in front of people, you must look together, or this individual must look together. Everything has to seem like it's in order, even though it's clearly in disarray. The moment that door closes, the moment the music box is no longer creating sound, the wind up falls through, the person slouches down back into a doll state. And the name of this song is Still Doll. a still doll. That first verse, Hi Miss Alice, あなたガラスの目でどんな夢を見られるの. She's saying in that part, Hi Miss Alice, I wonder what kind of dreams do your glass eyes or your brilliant glass eyes see. Is it fascinating? Is it fascinating? And the way I hear the translation for the message is, what kind of lies are being displayed? Can you see through the glass, through the frostbitten glass, to see what's really happening on the inside? And whatever you see happening on the inside, is it fascinating? Is it more to it than what everyone else believes is to it? That's how the song is translating for this message here. So the devil, who put on this air of, I'm a trustworthy person, I'm a stable person, who then, the moment they have you trapped, begins to reveal who they really are. As they reveal who they really are, do you see your way to freedom? Notice she's blindfolded, right? The Eight of Swords normally represents a person that could easily get out of their bondage, but they feel imprisoned. They feel like they can't. And that feeling alone creates the reality that they are. And that is what the devil plays on. The reality that you believe versus the reality that may actually exist. If you believe you are trapped, then trapped you shall be. If you believe there's nothing you can do, then there'll be nothing you can do. And this person, entity, power, will feed you whatever little bits of truth mixed into the lie to get to solidify that thought, to solidify that process. This could also be someone almost being like a slave to money, right? The King of Pentacles can be greedy, wanting more than he should want, and then ending up in a trap because of it. All right, let's break down the rest of this message. We get into the next part of the song, which is the chorus. Matadashi kokoru kasakete 流れ出るスクロで隙間に刺さる記憶たち. This part of the song is very deep here because the Lover's card shuffled out to that first freaking 2 lines. The Lover card shuffles out, and in that part she's saying that her heart is open. Her heart is being torn apart, and she's trying to fix it. She's trying to mend it, patch it up. And the memories that play through are opening it again. So it's like, I tried to patch it, I tried to mend it, but my memories keep piercing through. And as the memories pierce through the veil, the pain comes back. The wound is reopening. And I'm hearing this part like it's literally a legit suppressed memory or a suppressed message that's starting to come through the surface. It sips through, right? And then something happens that kind of like makes you forget parts of it again. And then you're stuck like that ballerina being puppeteered. So it's like, imagine the doll realizing that she has a life, that it's a soul in there. It's not just an empty shell, but somebody else keeps pulling the strings, like it is, like she's this lifeless figure. So this could be a masculine or feminine feeling like they're being puppeteered. Waking up from it for a moment, or seeing a way out for a second, and then something happens, probably something this person does, and they're caught back in the snare again. They're trapped back in the same situation. This is literally entrapment laid out here. With the Lover's card, I'm seeing the part of the music video this is separate from the show with Yuki. I'm seeing the singer's music video, which is very different. She's in a dollhouse, and there's an old man that's looking through the frosted windows. Remember I said earlier, frosted windows. Though this is a mirror, it looks like a window, and it looks like she's peeking in the window on these lovers, much like how the old man was peeking in to see inside the dollhouse. I'm getting the sense of whoever is trying to check up on you or this person, when they show up to do an investigation or to look around, they don't see nothing. It's like all evidence are gone. Everything looks happy and together and perfect. But the moment they walk away, this is in disarray. This is not the truth. This could be a person with a spouse, or again, this, even though it's a Lover's card, it's about a partnership made with a person it should have never been made with. And now having to put on this air like there's really love here, like everything is fine. This is the perfect parent, the perfect spouse, the perfect whatever. But in reality, they're not. In reality, it's like a narcissistic demon. To be honest, that's what it feels like. More than feeling devilish, it feels more like this person is wicked. And someone wants to break free of this. They just can't seem to see how. In the video, when she sees the old man looking in, obviously it's creepy. But she's not supposed to be a person with life, right? She's supposed to be this, I'm just a doll here playing the cello like a music, like this is what I do. I just do the same thing day in and day out. You'll never see anything different. But someone is sensing that there's suspicious shit going on. Money plays a part here because there's suspicious activity on a bank account or social media account. And what I picked up from that was, let's say you have a loved one, whatever their age may be, who for a period of time, be it for mental reasons or physical reasons, couldn't take care of themselves. They needed someone else to handle their finances. This person comes in, family member, lover, whatever, right? Gets control over that money, sits upon a throne that doesn't belong to them. In doing so, it's heavy hanging over your head. Even when this person becomes well enough, they keep creating lies and scenarios to make it seem like they're not, to make it seem like they're incapable of taking care of themselves so that they can stay in that position. If legally they're not able to prove it, then it's mental manipulation of the person. You need me. I signed my name on that deal. You can't activate this if I decide to renege on my signature. So someone literally could have been like, oh, I need a loan, I need an investment, allow the person to put their name on it. Some banks won't, some things you can't get without a cosign. But the person that was trusted to cosign should have never been trusted to cosign. And now they kind of use that to puppeteer. Or a husband who's like, you're my wife now. This is what it is. Where are you going to go? I pay the bills for the house. I provide you with food and water. Everything and this could be a wife too. Put the shoe on where it fits for you. Okay, the roles are what they are, but it's like, you need me, and if you don't have me, or if I decide to go F you, you're shit out of luck. So your best bet is to stay here tied up in your nice little prison. This is literally like someone feeling like they're imprisoned, and they're only allowed out when they're with this person or underneath a very stern control of this person. This could also be manipulative parents or parent. Okay, because like I said, I did pick up on kids here. Somebody could be having a custody battle with a parent. Whoever has the physical custody or maybe has the strongest financial pull is the individual doing the most manipulating. And this child is not happy in the circumstance. But it's like no one's seeing the truth. And when investigators come out to look, all they see is a togetherness or a lovey-dovey situation. They don't really see this could possibly be abuse. This could possibly be just neglect. Not, just they're not provided, they're not really taken care of. They're not eating properly, something. No one sees that. They only see the togetherness. All right. But for some of you, this could also be a child witnessing another person having an affair. Okay. Witnessing some type of false love or false truths. Then we have right next to that, I just can't be faithful right now. And what I heard was, I can't be trusted right now. I can't be trusted with whatever this is. I don't know how to get out of this. It's too much responsibility for me. I don't know how to handle it. I see that the activity is suspicious, but I don't know what to do about that suspicious activity. I see that someone posted on social media a lie. I'm feeling like what I'm seeing is a person make a post where they're saying they're in one location, but they're in a complete different location. They could even be overseas. But they're lying and being like, oh, you know how you can put different locations on your things. Oh, I'm in the U.S., but they're in Japan. I'm in this city, but they're in 3 freaking cities over. You know what I'm saying? But it's to keep up an appearance. It's to keep up an act. And someone's like, I don't know what to do with that. And I don't know who else to trust, because the last time I trusted somebody, I ended up in this situation. That's how this is channeling through. This could also be, again, a child wanting to say something and not knowing how to say it, because it's like, well, let's say it's mom or dad cheating. Who do you tell on? Who do you snitch? You're snitching on one parent to the other parent? Like, what is that going to do? This could be an older child, like a teenager, right? Witnessing something, or a relative seeing some ish go down with a child that shouldn't be happening and not knowing what to say. Is anyone going to believe me? Maybe it'll make it worse. There was a post where a lady goes knocking on her neighbor's door because she heard her neighbor crying, and she kept hearing glass breaking, and she heard yelling through the door. So she knocks, the guy comes to the door, And he's speaking in Moroccan, I believe. And he's like trying to tell her everything is fine. There's nothing to worry about here. And the lady's like, she can tell me she's fine. The person who seems to be in distress can tell me they're fine. The wife immediately is not siding with him per se, but trying to appear like she's not saying she's okay. All she's saying is, oh, it was just the glass. It was this falling, or you know what I mean? Like she's deflecting. She's not answering, I'm okay for myself, really. More like, it's not me who's hurt, it's other things. But truthfully, she was in distress. So the guy, he's not able to stand up to the woman who knocked on the door, because the woman who knocked on the door was stern in her position. I don't need to hear it from you. I'd rather hear it from her. Is she okay? Well, you know what? I'm concerned about you guys. So if I keep hearing these noises, I'm going to call somebody. And she was filming it. She filmed it in case he snapped on her, but by her doing that, you could see the broken glass on the floor near the front door, and you could also hear how they were yelling prior. So it's like someone could be trying to get evidence on some type of abuse or some type of misbehavior taking place, and the other person doesn't know how to just come out and say what's wrong, or they feel like they need evidence before they can say what's wrong. But this felt more than just, oh, I don't know how to keep it in my pants. It felt way more than that. It's way more to it than that. Okay? So a wound being reopened, this could be a suppressed memory for someone, you know, and then they know what happened, but they just kind of suppressed the details, but there was certain evidence in the details. You could be entitled to an inheritance, and there's certain evidence in you remembering a particular trauma that you've blacked out. Why do we say that? Over here, I blocked you, you blocked me. But what I heard was blocked memories. I actually have a card in this deck that says delete my memories, but that's very different than blocked. Blocked just means suppressed, hidden away for a time. I know where to find you if I need to. But delete means gone, erased, no longer exist, non-retrievable. So this isn't something that's non-retrievable. This is something that's simply blocked out. You can't free yourself because you're choosing to block this energy or block this realization from yourself than to allow it to come through. And there's like a person, there's some type of this, you could be the individual, or you know who the individual is that's trying to help. That's like, I know something's off. I looked at the paperwork, it doesn't look right. I looked on the social media account, these addresses, these locations don't add up, these receipts don't look right. Something's wrong. What is it? And when they ask the question, it's like the person deflects. Oh no, it was this that happened. It's like the equivalent of a battered woman saying, I fell down the steps. You fell down the steps, but somehow your injuries are far more severe than if you simply slipped and fell. It looks more like somebody manhandled the fuck out of you, right? That's what you're thinking. Whoever this is for, the person who wants to help, that's what they're thinking. You're giving me a lie that's obvious, and I can't help you with the lie unless I get proof. But whoever the proof needs to come from is like, I don't know if I should trust you. I don't know if I can be faithful to you helping me. You might try to help me, and this person scares me again, and I go back into being on their side or pussyfooting around the bush to make them look innocent. Do you see how this is coming together? Like a doll on display. The doll cannot talk to you. The doll cannot blink at you. It's just there, but it witnesses everything. Like a child witnessing all of this and not knowing how to articulate it. Or maybe they could articulate it, but the adults ain't listening because it might not sound real to somebody. Like, oh, you're just you're being extreme, you're exaggerating. There's many different things coming in here. Okay, the next part of this that channeled through was about, interestingly enough, it's about a kiss, and it's the part where she says again, "Hi, Miss Alice, anata ga jitsu no口で誰に愛を投げてるの." And at this part, she's talking about, if you think about a doll, they always have those rosy lips, right? Like cherry colored lips or rose colored lips, that most people take colored lips as representing sweetness or seduction. We do have the Lover's card here, right? And in that part, she's speaking, to whom do you throw your kisses? With fruity lips, and you could take that like fruit colored lips or sweet lips, the way you want to translate it. Does it make you sad? Does it make you sad? It's like someone giving and giving to an energy, throwing their own self-care away. The Queen of Pentacles on the side. In the upright, she's got the coin in her hand, but she's turned away from it, like it's not about money, it's not about material things. I can provide and nourish a space and make fruit plentiful. However, it's not just about the material thing. There must also be a gentle touch, a gentle care. She's slanted, not in her upright position, not necessarily focusing on self-care, more concerned about someone else or in a sense of distress. And she's covered over the Fool card, which is coming through as freedom, liberation. Next to that, we have the Six of Swords. I feel that this message is meant to confirm to the watcher, whichever of these scenarios this channeling in is you or you know the person. Yes, it's going to take a fight. Yes, it's going to be a battle. There will be a storm that commences. There is somebody willing to ride this storm with you. Maybe at first it just feels like spiritual protection, and then you see that there's a physical person who is granting you this protection. But either way you toss it, either way you shake it, somebody here wants to assist you through this storm, through this ride. Most of the time you see what? A mother and a child in the boat. This could literally be a custody battle for somebody. This could be a divorce for someone, and trying to figure out how, if you must leave with nothing. Remember how Tina, I'm seeing that part when she's in the court. I got to tell you what I channel. All respects to the energies, because I normally don't like saying like certain people's names and stuff out of respect for them. But I got to say what I'm seeing here because it's very significant. Do you remember in the movie What's Love Got to Do with It? When Tina goes to court, she says, I don't want nothing from him but my name. I worked hard for my name. That's all I want. Right? You may not even want this person's name. You might be willing to leave with nothing if it means that you are free from this person. And this person might be trying to, no, because I own the rights to this, I own the rights to that, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, he owned the rights to a lot of things. He wrote those songs. It was a lot that was tied to him. But she was like, yeah, whatever. You can keep the house, you can keep the damn dog if you want to, but I want my name. Okay, somebody here might have a dog, because I'm seeing a dog. But dogs can represent loyalty. Like needing to be loyal to self or needing to be loyal to children. You will transition out of this. Liberation is here. But sometimes you've got to go through the storm. You can't go under it. That's just you getting swallowed up. You can't go over it. That's avoidance. You can't go around it. That's prolonging. You have to go through it. But you can win it. Your resolve has to be stronger than your fear. Because what is the devil going to play on? What is this narcissistic, demonic-like person going to play on? Your fear. Those entities are born out of fear and anger and resentment. All of that must be released to move on to the next level. So you see that transitioning out of the fear, literally caught in an imprisonment in a snare and transitioning out of it. You don't want nothing from this king. You don't want his money. You don't want whoever this king represents for you. I'm saying he because that's easier for me right now. But whatever this is, you don't want what they have. If this is about children, all you care about is your kids being safe. You don't give a damn about what they were providing. You don't care, child support, all that. You don't give a shit. You just want for justice to be served here. Over here we have, I'll tell you my dreams, tell me your dreams. Remember in the beginning she says, I wonder what kind of dreams you see. I really feel like this is someone talking to a person or like a child or an individual who's trapped, like speaking to the trapped person. What are you really seeing? Is it fascinating or is it fucked up? Like, what's really going on? Let me know so I can assist you. And I feel like some of you who this message resonates for, you've been getting confirmation through dreams. When you feel somebody's in trouble, maybe even someone that you blocked out at one point. Maybe you thought somebody portrayed you and there was more to the story and you blocked them out. And now in dreams, they're coming to you and you're seeing what's really going on. And then you wake up, you look for evidence. And at first you don't see nothing. But then something tells you, look deeper. Go back and look at the timestamp of that. Where did so-and-so tell you he or she was at 4 o'clock? That picture it was posted at this time. Well, how did they get, it takes an hour to get from here to there. So how did that happen? That was posted today. Or they went live. Even better, they went live. And you see a building in the background. You know exactly where that building is and how far it is from where they live or where you live. And you're like, wait a minute. They said they were at this location, but that building is 30 minutes away. How did you do that? How did you commute that fast? Even if you were driving fast, how did you commute that fast? From this point to that point? Boom, caught you in the lie. Caught you bullshitting me. Okay, the paperwork. Maybe you took over for someone. You know, somebody asked you to get something from their checkbook, and you opened the checkbook and you start seeing previous checks, and you're seeing checks being paid out to somebody that ain't meant to go to this person. Why are you paying them that? Oh, that was for da 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 da, and whatever they say is for. It's like, that don't cost that much. Your bill's not that high. Okay, they get money to pay your bill, but why is it this much? Do you see how it's coming together? Yeah. But you dreamed it first. Or you blocked out a memory of a trauma and you started dreaming about it. You started telling somebody your dreams and they started translating them. One way or another, the message is getting through. These cards came today and I felt moved to shuffle them. We have adapt. Do you see how this fighter adapts his stance, positions the shield to catch the arrows so that he doesn't get penetrated with the arrows? You're on uncharted territory, unfamiliar ground, but it's like needing to adjust yourself, not to bend to the will of your opponent, not to bend to the will of your enemy. If you're going to drag, I'm hearing this expression and I haven't had to say this in a long time, but it's like, if you're going to drag me the hell, I'll own that bitch by the time you're done. You want to drag me to your territory, I'm going to own that bitch before you realize what hits you. Before you think I'm done, before you think I've caved, I now run this. It's like this person is trying to put you in their own personal hell, or drag a loved one of yours through a personal hell to keep them tied up. This could be your divine counterpart, whatever it is for you. And somebody might be trying to drag you into it. If you're not the helper, they could be trying to make you a part of whatever's going on here, like try to manipulate you, but you're peeping the signs of something being off. Listen to that intuition. Now adapt accordingly. They want to take you to court. All right. What do you need to know to win your case? Do not underestimate your opponent. I don't care if they're littler than you, bigger than you, more money than you, less money than you. Do not underestimate the ish an opponent's willing to do to win. Now, what are you willing to do? How can you make sure that you are able to plant your feet firmly and block all those hits and block, I block you, you block me? If this is a block memory coming through with information that's important, how do you let the information through but keep out the effects that trauma would normally have? That effect that makes you feel weaker or less. You get what I'm trying to say? Didn't I mention a dog earlier? Something about, and dogs represent loyalty, guides, a protector or guard. Notice there's a child in this image, and the child is reaching for the loyalty, the protector, the guard. And we have a company. Someone needs to be with a child right now, or to investigate what's going on with a kid or a minor. I'm more so picking up on probably someone smaller who can, they might be able to talk for themselves, but it's like no one's listening, or no one's taking what they say seriously because it sounds whimsical or it sounds theatrical, but it's what they're saying it is. It's best to investigate and look into it then, and notice the house off in the distance here. What was she running from on the full card? She was running from the castle, running from the house. There could be a spirit animal channeling to you, trying to give you a message as well. And then we have loss. I want you to pay close attention. Do you see? I hope it's showing up. There's the hook. There's the mouth of the fish. The hook, the fish got itself off the hook. Somebody who did something traumatic might have gotten off the hook at first and you took it as a loss. But now there's an opportunity to remedy that and get yourself off the hook. No more being in a prison. No more easily manipulated. Now it's time to break free of those chains that was around your neck. The person caught you and thought, oh, I got you. You'll never go anywhere. But you're the fish that gets yourself off the hook. If they got off the hook for something cruel that they did, their judgment is present. The card don't need to be out here, but it is present. Okay. And lastly, we have public welfare. Welfare, like child welfare. Notice how he looks like he's in a hospital or an orphanage with two nuns, and the two nuns look like, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing two different faces, like a two-faced person. Somebody seeming holier than thou. Oh, I'm just providing for the community. Oh, I'm just taking care of my responsibilities and making sure that there's stable welfare. But in reality, there's something else going on. Okay? You're being given all the tools you need, but it will be a battle. There will be a storm, or there is currently a storm. You can forge through this. There is a person who wants to help, that wants you to tell them what's really going on so that they can best serve you. Protection on you, blessings towards you. Freedom is yours should you choose to take care of yourself and allow that freedom to reign through. If this is for a loved one and you've been just wondering how to make a move and if what you felt was accurate, I feel like there's other ways you can confirm it, but this message is coming through towards you for a purpose. I'm going to ring you out in peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. If you enjoy the vibe around here, be sure to subscribe and, of course, check out my Oracle decks. See you next time.